Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's topic is the carotid sheath. We are doing the deep cervical fascia and we have completed. And a part of this deep cervical fascia we will be covering in this class, that is the carotid sheath. Those who have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe now so that you will receive the continuation of the head and neck classes, histology, embryology. And also in our channel we have a new playlist, Important Anatomy in 50 videos. If you go through that 50 videos, you will be able to cover the 60 to 70% of the anatomy questions for the exams. So do subscribe now. Now we will move to the topic carotid sheath. Carotid sheath is the sheath around the carotid arteries. Definition: it is a tubular investment of deep cervical fascia. So its shape is tubular and it's formed by deep cervical fascia. That is the definition. Now extent. Extent, you can put as heading extent, extends downwards along the vessels from the base of the skull to the arch of the aorta. So its extent is from the base of the skull to the thorax. Contains common and internal carotid arteries. So you should note external carotid artery is not the content of carotid sheath. Internal jugular vein and vagus nerve. So these are the contents. Relationship of the contents: inside the sheath, artery is medial, vein is lateral. And the vagus nerve lies in between and behind the artery and the vein. It is in between, but it is behind the artery and vein. The sheath is thick over the arteries and thin over the veins to allow the dilatation of the veins. Next is formation. So we have seen in the deep cervical fascia, pretracheal fascia is forming the anterior wall of the carotid sheath and prevertebral fascia is forming the posterior wall of the carotid sheath. So relations of the carotid sheath: inside the sheath we have seen. Now outside the sheath, rami of ansa cervicalis, that is in the front, that is in the anterior wall of the sheath. Cervical part of sympathetic trunk extends longitudinally behind between the posterior wall of the sheath and prevertebral fascia. So that is the behind relation, cervical part of the sympathetic trunk. So this diagram is the one diagram for the deep cervical fascia. In this diagram, we can modify this diagram. Instead of drawing all the muscles around the vertebra, you can just draw the vertebra and just round it, and you can write muscles related to vertebra. Then the diagram will be simple for you. So in this diagram you can see pretracheal fascia. In the last class we have seen it is from the fascia of the sternomastoid, it is derived, then it forms the anterior wall of the carotid sheath. And again same prevertebral fascia is derived from the fascia of the sternomastoid, forms the posterior wall of the carotid sheath. And behind the sheath, in the sheath you can see artery is medial and vein is lateral, vagus nerve is in between and behind. And behind the sheath you should draw the sympathetic trunk. In front of the sheath it is not given in the diagram, but you can draw, that is the ansa cervicalis. Structures piercing the carotid sheath: external carotid artery. That's why it is not the content of the carotid sheath. It pierces the carotid sheath and its branches come out. Most of the tributaries of the internal jugular vein. And also the nerves piercing the carotid sheath are the glossopharyngeal, accessory, hypoglossal, cervical branches of the vagus nerves. So we have seen the carotid sheath under the following headings. That is the definition, extent, formation, relations inside the sheath, relations outside the sheath, then structures piercing the carotid sheath. This may be asked as short notes. Applied anatomy of this carotid sheath is, as it extends from the base of the skull to the arch of aorta, the infection in the base from the base of the skull may spread to the thorax. So this completes this topic. We have to cover the facial spaces of the neck in the next class. So watch the videos for the next class. Those who have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe now.